Let's launch. Hello, and welcome to Realizing a Path to College, Lessons from Inclusive College Scholars. I'm Juliette Nyanwu, Program Support Specialist with the Supporting Innovative Practices Project, and I am thrilled to be your moderator for this breakout session. But first, a few logistics. This session will be recorded and archived on the conference agenda page after the conference for 1 month. Closed captioning is available by clicking on the CC button on the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. The interpretation icon in the same area will provide you access to Spanish translation. We will ensure the ASL interpreters are spotlighted along with the PowerPoint and all of our presenters. Please ensure your volume is muted to avoid background distractions while our presenters are speaking. We encourage you to engage with others in the chat, and when possible, keep your camera on so we can see all of your beautiful faces. And with that, I will turn it over to our presenters and panelists to kick us off.
Thank you so much, Juliette. Welcome, everyone, and thank you for being here with us today. It is truly a pleasure to be in space with you all, and we just have such a great treat for all of you today. We have an amazing panel we have set up regarding realizing a path to college and lessons from inclusive college scholars, and I want to get right to the scholars, but first, let's go ahead and in the chat, share your name, organization, and role, just so that we know who's here with us today. I also want to let you know that if you have any questions throughout this time, you can go ahead and put those questions in the chat. It will be moderated, and there will be a question and answer segment at the end of the panel. Next slide, please. So good to see all of you. I am Jillian McKinney. I am a coordinator at the Sacramento County Office of Education and also a member of the California Center for Inclusive College team. And I want to tell you a little bit more about our center. We are the CCIC, or the California Center for Inclusive College, is a state technical assistance center created to support the development and expansion of inclusive college programs throughout the state and opportunities for students with intellectual and developmental disabilities. And now we have such an amazing opportunity to speak to 3 of our inclusive college programs and their scholars. And I want to introduce them, and I will introduce them right after I introduce our team, which you see here in front of us. But let's get on to the stars of the show with today's panelists. Next slide. First, I want to introduce CSU San Marcos Aspiring Scholars Program. Today, we have on the call Scholar Alex Vagehi and Executive Director Rebecca Brooks. The California State University San Marcos Aspiring Scholars Program is a 4-year, non-degree, inclusive post-secondary certificate program. Launching in 2023 with 4 students, it will now be entering its 4th year in the fall of 2026 with 33 students. The program has 4 pillars: academic courses, vocational internships, independent life skills, and campus life. With the goal of competitive, integrative employment, the program has supported students in over 80 different college courses alongside their college peers and a variety of their internship placements, both on and off campus, based on students' career aspirations. Next, I want to talk a little bit and introduce San Jose State Spartans OCLS program. Today on the call, we have Scholar Prabhab Sriran and Spartans Advanced Project Manager Diane Holcomb. The Spartans Occupational Career Life Studies program at San Jose State provides an inclusive college experience for students with intellectual and developmental disabilities who are interested in pursuing meaningful career employment opportunities through collaboration between the College of Health and Human Sciences, the Connie L. Lurie College of Education, and the Professional and Continuing Education. This program offers a personalized 2-year pathway that combines inclusive academic coursework, career development, internships, and peer mentor support. Grounded in person-centered planning, Spartans OCLS is designed to help students build independence, strengthen self-advocacy skills, prepare for competitive integrative employment while fully enjoying campus life. And our Third, but not our last, to round out our amazing panelists, I want to introduce the UC Davis Redwood Seed Scholars Program. Today we have scholars Dana Nault and Ishan Mishra and director Beth Foraker. The UC Davis Redwood Seed Scholars are welcome to UC Davis as full-time non-degree students and supported with peer mentors in academics, social inclusion, health and wellness, residential living and employment. Redwood Seed Scholars take part in internships both on and off campus with the goal of competitive integrated employment. And they live alongside other UC Davis students in on-campus housing and participate in campus clubs and organizations. Thank you so much for being here today with us. It is truly a pleasure to be in space with all of you. And again, as a reminder, if you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the chat and we will have that question and answer segment at the end of the session today. But now let's get to the panel because I cannot wait to hear from these amazing human beings. All right. Our first panelist that we are going to talk to today is Helen. And Helen, I have a question for you, and that is, how did you learn about, or what was the most proud, what are you most proud of when it comes to your college experience?
I am most proud of being a inspiring scholar.
And what, yeah.
That's all I have to say.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Helen. And can you tell me what it was like for you when you got into the Aspiring Scholars Program?
First, I was really nervous, and then I warmed up to everybody as soon as I started getting used to it.
That's great. And Helen, you actually were given an award a couple of weeks ago. Could you talk a little bit about what that award was?
It was the internship award, and I was very proud of that.
And where is your internship, Helen?
I currently work at the library.
Tell me a little bit, Helen, about your work at the library. What would that look like for you on a regular day?
I would organize the books. I would just organize the books.
Amazing. And with this award, what's next for you at the library, Helen?
I'm not sure yet.
You're not sure yet? Okay. Amazing. I want to ask you a second question, Helen. How did you learn about the Aspiring Scholars Program?
Can you repeat the question?
Absolutely. How did you learn about the Aspiring Scholars Program?
I'm not really sure how I learned it, but I heard about it online.
Online. Okay, amazing. What conversations did you have in leading up to becoming and going into the program?
I had a lot of conversations with my mom.
That's amazing. So would you say your mom sort of helped you see that this program was a possibility?
Yeah.
Amazing. What would you say is your most favorite thing to do or has been in the program?
Just talking to everybody and making friends.
That's amazing. Thank you so much, Helen. I really appreciate it.
Of course.
Yeah, we'll hear more from you later, okay?
All right.
All right. Now I want to introduce Dr. Rebecca Brooks. And Dr. Brooks, from your perspective, what are the most critical factors in the PK-12 system that either support or limit a student's ability to access inclusive college opportunities?
Thank you so much. I think some critical factors that really can support students is making sure that all students know that college is an option. And I think what I've really seen where students are successful is that them believing in themselves, knowing that they can achieve an experience on a college campus if that's something that they want to pursue, building that confidence to know that it's something that they can have as a goal, starting even as young as elementary school. I know with my own children, they had, on Fridays was wear that college gear. And so I think making sure that all students know that, college can be an option for them if that's something that they want to do. So encouraging it from a younger age. I work with a lot of elementary schools for their college days, and making sure that all students and families know about these programs, and thinking about what limits college access. Something that I get a lot of feedback from that's been limiting is families and students not knowing that these programs exist. And so I think it's really important that students and families are aware, and that we continue as a community to build more programs. Very exciting, how much California has grown recently. Continuing to ensure that these programs increase, in California and across the nation. And so making sure that we're advocating and that resources are there for families to know of all of the amazing programs that currently exist. When I'm working with families and students, the feedback that I often get back is, we didn't even know about these programs, or, we wish we'd known college was an option. And so there's lots of things that we can do to support students K through 12, and, helping them increase their independence and start working on some of the skills that can really benefit them in college, as far as time management and social skills that they can continue to build upon in the college programs, but some of those skills that they can work on so that they do have that confidence to know that, yeah, I can participate in college life. I can attend college classes. I really personally see a difference with students of kind of sitting up a little taller when they realize, what, I can go to college, and I can work on some skills that'll make it so that I can do better, when I get to college. And so I think all of, a wide range of different supports and knowledge of resources can really aid in some of those critical factors.
That's really amazing information. Thank you so much. I do have a follow-up question regarding the support. If you could tell high school teachers anything, what would be the most critical support needed or skill needed to support students coming into an inclusive college program?
For high school students, I think giving them any of the skills that would build upon their self-esteem and their confidence, as I mentioned. So looking at anything that would allow them to feel confident to be as independent as possible in and on a large college campus and within a college class. There's lots of supports all of these programs provide to support students to continue to increase that independence. But I think that makes that transition a little smoother. I think something else that's really important to teach high school students that are looking towards college is teaching them to advocate for any accommodations that they would need. I think it's really important for them to have their voice heard. We really do everything we can to support students, but we need to hear from students what it is that they need to be successful, and also for them to start thinking about what is it that they want to get out of college, because all of these programs create really amazing program plans that are typically very individualized for students. So for students to be able to voice and share what their career aspirations are, what academic knowledge do they want to gain in the types of classes they want to take in college, what different skill sets do they want to work on. And so I
Sure.
think having them working on learning about themselves and knowing how to share that with us, I think really helps the college programs create those wraparound support so that they can be successful in college. And that's hard for all college students sometimes to articulate. So I think
Yes.
that's, advice we give all high school students. But I think that that's something that I've really seen benefit and be helpful for students that I support when they get to us. Seeing the difference sometimes in where students are in all of those skills can really make a difference earlier on in their college experience.
Thank you so much for that. That is really great insight, Dr. Brooks. Thank you. We are going to move to our next program, which is the San Jose State University OCLS program. And we're going to go ahead and talk to Pravab. Hi, Pravab. How are you?
Very good.
It's so nice to see you. I have a couple questions for you, Pravab. The
Yes.
first one is tell me some of the things that you have been super excited about in your learning.
So first of all, I am excited to experience college life itself. And I've been in San Jose State for 2 years, and I have mastered navigating the campus and to all the important places like the Student Rec Center, the library, the Accessible Education Center, the the quad, and various. I liked seeing job fairs and club booths. As far as learning goes, I am very excited to be able to take classes with general education students with no modified curriculum, and I was happy that there was a wide varieties of classes to choose from based on interest and career goals. And I like taking classes at San Jose State. But
Absolutely.
my favorite class was
Yeah.
hospitality management, which has the name Learn to Travel, Travel to Learn last semester. And I decided to take this class because I love traveling and I wanted to learn how the travel industry works and how to think about the magic management point of travel. We even had to do a group project on a promotion for a different place. And the
Okay.
professor was so good that I took a follow-up class this semester on special event planning because it was taught by the same professor who has known me and this semester has to simulate planning for a special event. And the group chose to plan an event for a conference for neurodivergent individuals.
That sounds like an amazing project, Pravab. Thank you for sharing that. I want to ask you, it sounds like you really loved your hospitality class and you took a second version, right? A second class
Yes,
with your
related to
teacher.
that. Yes.
What was it about your teacher that made you feel so good about the class?
The teacher knows me, and the teacher already gives accommodations and knows me by now. This is how I do things. So that's what made me good about the teacher.
I love that. I love that. I want to go to the next question. And my next question for you is in your college experience at San Jose State, what has been hard for you?
The challenges I faced, the first is even selecting which classes would be appropriate because some have a lot of prerequisites I didn't have and not open to open university students. So that's an example of that. And when I got into a class, I had to deal with the most amount of homework that I ever had to do. And it would take nearly 4 to 5 times longer than the estimated time because I have not, because it was a lot of reading and writing skills above what I expected. And and I don't have a diploma. I had to get used to being taught in a faster speed, and AI tools like ChatGPT and Gemini helped me understand the main ideas in a simple language. Another challenge was interacting in a group setting and using manners in social situations. And I have to learn how to work with my it on communication skills. And I had quizzes and exams for the first time, and I have learned how to study for a test and how to take an exam by myself that I never done for grades until I started this program. I also struggled with dealing with time limits, but I was given extra time when needed.
Prabhat, what an amazing amount of information that you just shared. And I have to say that your communication skills are off the charts amazing. And this is not the first time that you've spoken on panels. You also have been speaking a lot lately, haven't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh,
And
I am
do
now in
you,
Sacramento going to speak in more details from this. CCIC Self-Advocacy Conference. I'm out.
yes, Prabhat is actually in Sacramento right now, and he is taking a moment to be here with us, which is so amazing. But he is speaking at a different conference today about his experience. Prabhat, this has been so amazing to chat with you, and we will be back with you in just a moment. We're going to transition over to Diane Holcomb in just a moment, who is the Spartans Advance Project Manager. Hi, Diane.
Hi, nice to see you.
Good to see you too. I wanted to ask you, Diane, it's kind of a two-parter, but what are some of the biggest barriers you see students facing when transitioning from the secondary system or high school transition to your program?
Well, one of the big foci, a main area of focus for our program is independence. And a lot of our incoming students and their families are used to having an intensive level of support from paraeducators. And they often do a lot for their students, for our students, that doesn't always allow for independence. And there's an expectation that for these students to continue in school, they would need that same level of support. And we really want students to function independently at San Jose State. And so we make it clear from the very beginning that that's our program expectation. We want students to be able to go to San Jose State, function independently in their classes, do their own work, and come out with skills that will allow them to seek employment or pursue their own dreams and goals. So we do provide peer mentors in our program, which is very different from a paraeducator. And we make sure that we set and reinforce boundaries of what a peer mentor, what kind of support that peer mentor provides. And we meet with our mentors weekly to realign those boundaries and problem solve and review student progress. We also have two lead peer mentors who I think are in the audience here of this group. And they are super awesome because they really set the tone for this program and keep those standards aligned for our students. So it's just a very valuable and integral part of our program. Families are also often used to stepping in for their students. They want to speak for them. They want to help them get their work done. But again, we really want our students to do their own work. We want them to advocate for themselves. We want to hear their voices, whether that's verbal language or AAC or whatever type of communication is most comfortable for them. But we teach them and promote self-advocacy. And we just want to make sure that, and to support them further, we have started a parent support group and counseling for parents and students. And our mentors also provide tutoring to students if the students need further instruction in the content so they can do their own work. So those are some of the ways that we address some of those challenges. I probably went over time already.
No, you did not. You are fine, Diane. I do have a follow-up question, Diane,
Okay.
regarding, and it looks like we've got one of your peer mentors lighting up the chat right now. Hi, Catherine, which I think I may have met on a visit. You have a really great the leads in the peer mentor program, and that's been something that's been building over time. And they are starting to do some professional learning, right, for peer mentor. Could you talk a little bit about that?
Oh my gosh, I wish I could have them come on and talk about it. But they are so important in our program, and they are developing modules for training our peer mentors. So not only are they developing that coursework, they are also on those weekly calls with the peer mentors, which I think is so valuable, having that regular contact. Um, just checking in with every single one. How are students doing? What challenges have come up? How can we address them? Providing encouragement and new ideas. And they have, the peer mentors and our lead mentors have developed just incredible skills. I mean, maybe they already had all these skills, but we see a lot of skills from them in this program as they work with our students. And I can't say enough good things about what a value they are to making this program successful.
Thank you for highlighting that. And I want to just also lift up that everyone on the call today, each program have a robust peer mentor program. It is really focused in their programs. And as you can see, yes, they are current college students depending on the program. And I really appreciate Dr. Brooks and Beth putting in some information about their programs as well. And I also see that there are other questions that are coming in, and we will absolutely get to those after we have our other round of questions. So thank you so much, Diane, for your time. And we're going to move over to our UC Davis scholars and director now. And we get to see them all in one screen today. Hi, Dana. Hi, Sean.
Hello.
It is so lovely to see both of you. And the first question I want to ask is for Dana. And Dana, why don't you tell us what year you are in school, and then you can also tell us what college is like for you.
Well, I'm a third year, a junior of this program, the fellowship program. Basically, when I started this college, when I was a freshman here, it was literally happy for me because at first I thought I'm not gonna have friends and everything, but I do now, like Ishan for one. And also I know she's the director of this program, but her name is Beth, she's also one of them too. And basically, we have all mentors to support us, like academics, employment, health awareness, any type. They will help. What they will help. The category, like it was like employment, it's like for jobs. So we have a director for that. We have like a director for Maddie. She's a employment director for jobs. For me and Ishan have jobs. Like, what are you working in now?
Well, I work for the UC Davis volleyball team, and I also do ticket taking on campus for sporting events.
And right now, I'm doing tutorial dining classes because I now also working as 3Ps for little kids, and I've been working at UC Davis gymnastics team since when I was a freshman, and I want to keep doing that since my last year, and that the gymnastics team gave me a lot of support. But besides that, we also we went to clubs, events, activities, like we go to like we always do a birthday karaoke for months, like for birthday months. We love to celebrate that, and we want to go downtown to grab food to include everyone because we don't want anyone to be excluded. So to have fun, make new friends, like you can make new friends outside of the program if you want to. That's like my experience of college because like I'm leaving at off campus at the colleges and he is living at the dorms, and you had to like you had to be at the dorms for 2 years for your freshman and sophomore year. And when you transfer to junior and senior year, is a colleges is like behind the gym. It's like by the health center. That's a promise to get living for your junior and senior year. They also really love to go to the pool sometimes. They have a pool right next to it. And it's and we love to like go around campus. We ride bikes, walks, and it's so much fun.
Dana, that was so amazing, but I have to go back to the most important thing you said, which was all about karaoke. And my
Oh.
question, yes, is Dana, do you have a song that you love to sing at karaoke?
Well, I no, well basically when I usually watch instead of
Okay.
singing
Okay.
because it's not my thing to sing. Sometimes I love to sing in general, but not out loud to friends. But sometimes my own, sometimes. But I usually watch, and also part of it too. They also have ice cream there too.
I haven't been to a birthday karaoke. It's a little overwhelming for me, and sometimes it can get a little loud. So I just
Yeah.
Beth and I have an understanding that I don't go because I'd rather just either go for a walk or go to the gym or go to Latitude, which has really good food. And like on campus, we are pretty much one big happy family. There's like we all know each other on campus. We know a lot of the volleyball players because I work for them and my friend Brian works for them. To me, college is all about experience and life and making new friends and just meeting amazing people. Um, and this program, like freshman year, I was so nervous. I was like, oh my God, am I gonna make friends? And then finally I found my friends and Dana and my boyfriend Jared and a lot of people that and these new freshmen that we have are really bright-minded and really the like future of the program as well. So that's pretty cool.
It
We
sounds
want
like, oh, go ahead, Dana,
to
please.
be included.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all of these programs really do such an amazing job at making everybody feel like they belong on the campus that they are on. And I've heard that from every scholar that I have talked to. Dana, I want to ask you another question. If you could kind of tell me what your typical day looks like, pick a day, and you can give us a little bit of an overview.
So, sometimes I do have early mornings, but the days I don't, I sleep in. But basically, like on Mondays, I it depends because I have math. Sometimes my math teacher give me like different days and times. I also the career planning is basically about like talk about your future goals. Like if you want help to get a job where you're gonna live in the future, and they will help you with that. And I work at the dining commons. Is and I basically wipe tables basically, and also in part of employment life is like cooking. You're gonna have a cooking mentor, and mentor is gonna help you what like they will help you like what's like about like cutting stuff, putting in a pan, putting in a sheet. Like they will help you. Like they give you a lot of support of cooking. That's part of the employment life.
That's so great. That's such an amazing thing to have all of that support. Thank you so much, Dana. Ishan, I want to ask you,
Yeah.
what advice would you give to someone who wants to go to an inclusive college?
Yeah. You know, when you're looking at these college programs, it's nice to bring someone with you. When I was looking at Foothill and UC Davis and Falls, I think Fresno State too. I immediately asked my mom, let's go visit the level two scholars program because it sounded interesting. I visited it in 21, 22 when they were like really getting into it after COVID. So it was kind of cool. And then getting in to this program, it's nice. Just bring someone with you, bring a family friend or a family member with you. It makes the transition much easier. And you, it's okay if you're nervous because you'll shake off those nerves right after you meet Beth or Sarah or one of them. So, yeah.
Thank you. Yes, you have an amazing program director. All of the scholars have amazing program directors. And I love that you said it's okay to be nervous because I was really nervous going away to college too, and that was a lifetime ago. I still remember my first day and how nervous I was. So, absolutely. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. And we're going to move over to Beth, who is the program director. Hi, Beth.
Hi, Jillian.
Hi, it's so good to see you, Beth. I want to ask you, based on your experience, what do you feel like educators and schools could do differently to better prepare students for inclusive college and also adult life?
Well, I was a classroom teacher for many years, elementary, yeah, first, kinder, first,
Yeah.
fourth, fifth. And I had a student with Down syndrome in my classroom when I was in fifth grade and prior to all of our educational technology that we currently have and the internet and all of that. So I would just say that we're in an era now in education where really everything is accessible and we can use universal design. And I just want to shout out just the way we're currently having our conference, right? It's being transcribed. We have an ASL interpreter. We have a Spanish language interpreter. It's on Zoom. It's accessible. Well, that's the classrooms too. Classrooms can be accessible in that same way. We can use technology. We can use peer-to-peer support. So someone was talking about the difference between a paraeducator and a peer support.
Yeah.
There are elementary schools and high schools offering peer-to-peer support. I think that's an excellent idea. I just want no barriers to content areas. So for instance, you shouldn't be deprived of learning at the elementary or high school level because of your reading level, right? There's no reason to deprive someone of access to content because of their reading level. Same with math level. We do not have a reading or math level requirement in our program for that very reason, because we can use educational technology to support the scholars. So I want educators, TK all the way through 12th grade and transition programs to understand that that's not cheating when we offer supports. That's how we make the world more accessible. We're already using all those supports in real life. Why wouldn't we allow them in the classroom?
I love that you said that, Beth. And I also, we have this kinship. I was a classroom teacher for 20 years. I was the bigger kids, I was the older students, the high school kids. But yeah, I love that idea of what transition that you made about the supports that we're using in our adulthood can also be given to all of our students. And thank you so much for that. I really appreciate that.
Thank you so much, Jillian. And thank you to all of our presenters, our scholars, our program directors, and to everyone here today in our virtual space for your continued commitment to students with disabilities and their families. Our shared mission is to design an educational system that just constantly innovates, elevates, and creates meaningful, positive experiences for all learners from early childhood and beyond.